So Katia, you recently filmed a 43-meter performance yacht for the benefit of listeners, viewers. What can you tell me about it?
Well, she's called it Genesis, and you've probably seen her before if you've been around Monaco and the Côte d'Azur, because she's very distinctive. She's got a very nice champagne hull, the triple water jet propulsion, and she's actually very high volume as well. So she is a performance yacht, but she's also got quite a lot of nice space on board. And we filmed her. So we started out in Italy, and then we actually cruised down to Villefranche-sur-Mer, which is where I'm living at the moment. It was a really good, a nice shoot day.
Yeah, and that particular element of the shoot was an unusual challenge, because usually we start and finish in the same place.
Yes.
But logistically, when we start the shoot in one place and then we go to another place, it makes things a little bit complicated. So I drove you guys down in the morning, in the evening.
In the evening, yeah, that's
And then you stayed in a hotel and you started early in the morning.
Yes, that was it. And actually, it was a very seamless shoot. I think that was for two reasons. One was that we actually met the captain the night before, right? So we had a little dinner with the captain and another crew member who was also kind of a captain, but you thought he was kind of a friend of the owner, didn't you?
Yeah, so I thought it turned out to be a smart move to invite the captain for dinner the evening before, because he was a lovely guy and it broke the ice and it made us all feel like a team in on the mission. And then when I drove back to Monaco, I sent you a message saying, hey, that second guy, I think is a friend of the owner. I don't think he's one of the crew. But I was wrong.
You were wrong, but I can see why you'd think that, because he turned up, very, his lovely crisp white shirt, and he was talking about school and his kids going to school in Monaco or Switzerland or something like that.
Yeah, he said he spent his time between Monaco and Switzerland. I thought, this guy's got to be a yacht owner.
Yeah. He was really cool, and actually they both, between them, both knowing the boat so well, taught us a lot about Genesis, so that when we got on board the next day, we could hit the ground running. It wasn't like an unfamiliar boat, we kind of knew our way around it. And the other reason why that was kind of done so well is because we had the broker with us. So it was Daria Pop, who I get on very well with personally, and also she was really knowledgeable about the boat, and she was able to kind of point things out and help us get my storyboard right. And again, have you ever done that before with the brokers there?
It's unusual. It's not that we've never done it, but it's unusual. But I think it's great for two reasons. One is because to have the broker there, if a question comes to mind, you've got somebody reliable to ask.
Yeah.
But I think it's a credit as well to the brokers that do that, because they understand that the video shoot is an important element of their marketing. They take an interest in it. In fact, just before we started filming, I was talking with Yarik about the photo shoot, and Daria was very specific about getting the best quality photos that we could. We've had to re-edit them several times. And when there's a broker who takes their responsibility to market a yacht that personally and is so insistent on good quality of everything that she produces, it's a credit to her.
Completely agree, absolutely. And it was a really great day, and actually having her there, we got to do some things that were a bit unusual. So you know how normally when we have lunch, we'll have it in the crew galley, we'll sit down there and have our little packed lunch, our sandwiches. And she said, no, come up and we'll have it on the swim platform. So we actually ate looking out over Villefranche with our feet kind of dipped in the water. It was really, I don't think you know that, do you? This is news to you.
I think that's fantastic, actually, especially since you live in Villefranche.
Exactly,
and you had it there in front of you.
That was a very nice, I just thought that this is what yachting is all about, good food, good company, being able to be in the sun and have the sea. But that was a second good meal we had, because actually the meal at the hotel the night before was good as well, don't you think?
Great food, not so great service, was it?
Service was a bit all over the place.
It was difficult to get cross at all with the people serving, because they were so young and so nice, but so useless at what they were doing.
It was very, very odd. But the hotel was actually beautiful. Like, the venue was lovely. The food was spectacular. But for example, so I think there were 6 of us around the table, and the waitress took the orders of 5 people and then just kind of turned on her heel and walked off without getting the 6th person's order. And we all ordered Prosecco, right? So you then had to get up and follow her and say, actually, we want another glass of Prosecco. And then she came back with just one glass.
We one glass of Prosecco, so I completely screwed. And I speak fluent Italian, so I know that it wasn't a language barrier.
Yeah.
And then when I came to pay, I went to where I thought I had to pay, which was in the restaurant area, and they took me to a completely separate part of the hotel, down some stairs, through a corridor, in a courtyard, up some more stairs, down, and where they finally have in a little room the credit card payments machine. So it was a bizarre and memorable experience, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. Memorable is right, but actually food is good.
Back to the yacht.
Back to the yacht.
Let's just go through the main specs.
Let's do it. So 43 metres, or about 141 feet, and she's delivered in 2011 by Yachts. Do you know Yachts?
I've heard of them. I don't think we'd ever filmed an Ital yacht before now.
No, I'm not surprised because Yachts haven't delivered that many boats, but actually they are the subcontractor. They build the hulls or built the hulls for Leopard. Do you know Leopard?
Leopard are incredibly reputable.
Exactly. And they are very good at those, high performance open yachts. So maybe Ital Yachts on its own doesn't have that many boats, but as a builder in that niche, that they know a lot. And you could feel that on Genesis. She was, clearly built around speed and getting places fast.
Yeah. And we've got the specs with us here. I think it's worth noting that when somebody is seriously interested in a yacht, they get not just this one piece of paper, but a whole load of
many papers
that tell them all the details down to the make of the radar and just everything.
Everything
is
you
on
possibly
board.
need, absolutely.
And we've got 43 metre, 141 foot length, which we've mentioned. But what I was interested in was the 33 knots top speed.
3 knots top speed, yeah. So I think we got her up to about that, maybe more like 30, 32. But she performed well. She got up on the plane nicely. And do you know what she's built in?
She's a fiberglass yacht,
Kevlar,
which they use to make.
bulletproof vests.
Yeah. So the Kevlar is like a matting.
Okay.
And the fiberglass is a matting.
Okay.
And they evidently put the Kevlar and fiberglass together to make a
Sandwich.
composite.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
And it's incredibly tough.
Yeah. Well, it has to be, I guess.
Yeah, worth mentioning because there is these comments that we get often on YouTube about it's a plastic boat. It's plastic. It's not a plastic boat at all. It's put together with all kinds of really hardy materials.
Yeah.
Including in this case Kevlar.
Kevlar. There's Kevlar hull and then just a standard composite superstructure.
And then you and I were discussing earlier the range because, to be perfectly transparent, we make these videos to market yachts. So we talk about the positives of every yacht that we film. That's what we're here for. And on these fast performance yachts, range is not always something we discuss for that very reason.
It's not always a top priority for someone who wants to buy a boat like that. But actually, in this case,
Well, according to the specs, at 20 knots, it's got a 600 nautical mile range, which is very impressive.
it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I think we calculated it's about enough to get you from Monaco to Ibiza with a bit left over, right? Something like that.
Yeah, we were both surprised by
Yeah.
that. You thought it would just about get you to Villefranche. No, you thought it was Saint-Tropez.
No, I thought it was yeah.
I thought Barcelona,
Yeah,
but actually Ibiza.
we were off completely. Yeah.
So that's really good. What about questions on this video?
Yeah, there were some quite good questions. So actually, this video has done quite nicely. I'm always very proud because we see as a newcomer to David's channel, trying to get the viewers to warm to me has been a up and down experience.
challenge.
Yes. But we had some good questions. One of them was about the underwater noise generated by the old Cameva water jets. So you pointed out to me that it was actually not about the noise that's generated as the boat is underway, but actually the sound pollution essentially for the underwater ecosystems.
Well, I think that's why he specifically asked about underwater noise. And there are people who are very concerned about the noise pollution, not just from yachts, but ships, submarines, I suppose. I don't know. But so I don't know if that's what he was getting at. But, high performance yachts, they do make some noise, as you found on the sea trial.
They have to. You can't have a boat that has everything. A boat that's completely dead silent and is able to tear along at kind of almost 33 knots.
Now, I mean, 3 MTU engines of 2,400 horsepower each, so that's well over 7,000 total horsepower. It's going to make some
It's going to make a bit of noise, yeah.
isn't it? But vibration.
Minimal, a little bit there, but not as bad as you might expect, I think.
Yeah, and jets tend to be very good usually on the vibration side
Yeah.
of things.
There was another interesting comment. I compared this boat to a Sunseeker 131 because they have a similar length and gross tonnage. And I think it's interesting because, Genesis is a performance yacht. Sunseeker 131 is a tri-deck. To have kind of comparable specs, I think is quite impressive. I was happy with that research that I did.
I thought it was very good because it illustrated a good point, and you weren't saying in any way that it's better than a Sunseeker, worse than a Sunseeker. You were just saying, look at that, it's got the same volume as a tri-deck.
Yeah. So which would you choose? Am I allowed to ask that between the 131 and this?
The family man in me would have the Sunseeker, and if one day I become a grandfather, it'd be good for grandkids. I'm far off of that, I should say, just yet. The playboy in me would have Genesis.
But you're wrong. You're so wrong, because it's really not that kind of boat. I mean, there were so many spaces where you could be apart from. I mean, I lost the boys. I lost Slava and Yarek doing the photography and videography, and the broker multiple times. Everyone really does have their own space to enjoy in this boat.
Oh, I should reconsider that.
Yeah, you should.
So next week you're filming another yacht, which remains to be revealed in a future podcast and video. But if you have enjoyed this content, this podcast, don't forget to follow and press the like button.